The initial premise of Kaguya-Sama Love is War is very simple. It centers around two teenagers being unable to confess their romantic feelings for one another and the hilarity that ensues when they try to make the other drop their own confession first. Of course, it grows to be much more rich and expansive than that, but up until this point in the anime, that remains the core of the plot, and while some elements are just as substantial, everything else seems to revolve around this. And it works. This premise is one that plays around with this cat and mouse idea in ways that are somehow consistently fresh, interesting, and substantial. But while this is a relatively rudimentary hook for the plot that sets the stage for great humor, it is also the crux of some extremely profound storytelling, with the core of it saying so much about the human condition, communication, growing up, and life in general. It's pretty undeniable that so much of Kaguya-Sama's story could be solved and shortened if these people just said what they meant all the time. And yet, not only would it be highly unrealistic for these awkward teenagers to be so efficient and straightforward with their feelings, but so much raw beauty and charm spring from this lack of communication. A great deal of the comedy, emotion, and drama in the series result from misunderstandings. And that word can have a very negative connotation for very understandable reasons. But misunderstandings can also be raw and real attempts to connect that just fall short due to beautiful human imperfections. And yet, the sentiment isn't lost, not in the story, and oftentimes not even on the recipient. These characters make incremental, small steps of progress in their relationships and life goals. It's gradual, but Kaguya and Miyuki are far closer now than they were at the beginning of the series, and yet neither of them have confessed yet. And that's because the sentiment of these little gestures is not lost whatsoever, even if they can't really say what they feel. People come from different walks of life, with different experiences, different personalities, and different insecurities. But one commonality between them is that people are also genuine and honest at heart and craving connection, and that people yearn for others to reach out for them and bridge that gap that they cannot cross on their own sometimes. People need each other. Without these misunderstandings, we wouldn't have seen so many of these hijinks and lovely story beats, and so there is great beauty that can be found through seeing how these awesome dorks stop short of being able to be completely expressive and articulate, but still long for the other person to somehow understand. A lot of times, these exchanges are Miyuki or Kaguya putting up a bashful wall in front of them, but allowing just a crack of light in and hoping that the other will reach through. People are honest, not often through their words, but through how their feelings manifest. Shyness, insecurity, lack of confidence, a misreading of a situation. These are all natural hurdles that we all have to grapple with as we learn to find ourselves in this world. And a big part of finding ourselves is finding solace through connecting with others. I think these characters will be able to do it. I don't know for sure because I haven't read the manga, nor do I know if the manga has even covered this, but this cast is completely and utterly capable of transcending these communication barriers, and they undoubtedly have the potential to reach one another eventually. They've already done a lot of the legwork, that's for sure. There is the looming prospect of Miyuki's overseas education, but if a connection is strong enough, then there is nothing that can stop it. It may not seem like it, but these people have all the time in the world to stumble and learn and put themselves out there gradually. It's taken a while to get where we are now, and it'll probably take a longer while still to make more significant progress. But if it means getting to spend more time watching these genuine souls learn about themselves and others, then I wouldn't complain in the slightest, because there are few greater joys in anime than seeing these lovable people grasping hold of any means possible to transcend these communication gaps. Many thanks for watching.